Hi, I'm Robert Maltby, here today to share with you the 6 quick steps to take a startup e-commerce company and sell it for $1 billion to Amazon.com. First, take an unexpected target. Like Amazon took books, take shoes.
When we even invested in Venture Frogs, when the company was started, before Venture Frogs invested in Zappos, the idea was to sell shoes on the internet. Mm-hmm. And so, if you wanted an example of a bump, nobody thought you could sell shoes on the internet.
That's a bump.
That's a big bump. But here's an example of turning it around. The reason we invested in the company was...
How did you deal with that initial wall of disbelief?
So going back to turning it into an opportunity, instead of looking at it as a bump in the road that lots of people think you can't sell shoes on the internet, we sort of looked at the data. 2 billion of the $40 billion that was sold in shoes in the U.S., 5% or $2 billion of it was already being done in mail order. So there seems to be an opportunity there where the internet was going to be bigger than mail order. The second thing is that actual bump of people not believing you can sell shoes on the internet, if we can crack that code, then what's great about that situation is the company has won't have much in terms of competitors, because everybody who thinks about the business would think there's no way that can succeed. So that's a really good example where you just take a bump and turn it into an opportunity.
Number 2, recruit the next Bill Gates, a humble version, to run it. Hi, Robert Maltby, Forbes.com, here with Alfred Lin, COO and CFO, get all those C's lined up correctly, of Zappos.com. Alfred, what's new at Zappos these days, Alfred?
We started out in shoes, but we believe that if we get the culture of the company right and the service right, then everything will take care of itself, and it sure has. And we started out in shoes, but we're expanding into clothing and handbags and housewares and beauty. So things are going.
How is the integration going with Amazon?
It's going great. They were committed to leaving us independent, and they basically left us pretty independent. There's not really been any real changes. There's some back-end integration that we're doing, but other than that, we're left alone to build our business and our brand and our culture. And this place, there's a unique feel to it, and they believe in that, and they've allowed it to exist that way.
Any surprises along the way?
I don't know if there are that many surprises. There's always whenever integration happens, there's always going to be some bumps along the road, and you know we've worked through almost all of them.
Number 3, get the right people to work for you. Pay them to quit. If they stick around, you know it's not for the money.
So finally, on the way in, we saw a barbecue going on, and people are selling T-shirts. What kind of party are we involved in? What's going on out there?
Well, we walked into a pep rally for a corporate challenge. We're competing with some of the local businesses here at a bunch of different sporting events. It's for the community, and we're getting people riled up here to sort of participate in corporate challenge, and hopefully we win some events.
What kind of, you got like a swim team or a track team or a softball team?
We're trying to compete as many of the events as possible. So there's swimming, there's track, there's softball, there's track and field, there's walking events, there's poker events, chess events, all sorts.
All right.
Number 4, create the right culture.
There's a lot of energy that goes on here, and I guess it relates to your stressing the culture. Could you talk about that and how important that is?
Yeah, so for Zappos, we believe that at Zappos, and we believe that culture is the most important thing. We believe if you take care of the culture, everything else will take care of itself. So we spend a fair amount of time in sort of creating culture events and getting people to rally behind them. And we believe that the culture of the company comes from the bottom up, and let the employees sort of run with ideas, whatever ideas they have about how to improve the culture here.
Mm-hmm.
And so you'll see, if you walk around, you'll see all sorts of interesting things. We let people be who they are. The decorations are, we allow people to just decorate their desk or their role any way they like. There's just little things like that that changes the dynamics of a company.
Number 5, let them be free to have fun, to frolic, and be happy.
We were parking here, and there was a space reserved for the Wow Master, or the Master of Wow.
Oh well, so that the parking lot, the parking spaces, the Masters of Wow parking spaces,
okay,
are nominated by employees. For there are 2 spots that are very close to the entrance of Zappos, and there are 2 spots right near this office, and there's 2 more spots up at 2300 at a different building, but we reserve those spots for people that have wowed people in the company.
Wowed somebody.
Yeah.
Number 6, the wow factor. Wow! Look what I got! Wow! They got it to me in a day. Alfred, could you tell us a little bit about the wow factor?
Well, at Zappos, one of our core values is to deliver wow through service, and we try to provide every single customer who comes to Zappos a wow experience, and we want to provide them with the best online shopping experience possible. But that's not just for customers. We also want to wow our employees, and that's why we have the culture that we have here. And we also want to wow our brand partners, who we want to have good businesses and share in the growth of Zappos with them as well.
And hopefully that translates all the way to the bottom line, and to the shareholders are wowed, right?
Yeah, and that's another group that we do want to wow as well as our investors who now own Amazon.
Amazon, and I think Amazon has been wowing the investment community quite a bit. Exactly.
Our call center, we judge people not on their call times or how long, how many calls they answer or how many emails they answer, but whether the customer that they're talking to was wowed by that experience. So it could be joking around if the person on the phone likes your humor. It could be talking about the fact that both the customer and you have dogs. It could be anything. We encourage people to be themselves. So we have no scripts. We have no mandatory call times or number of calls you need to take at Zappos.
3-5 years from now, where is Zappos in the picture of things, and maybe where's Amazon?
I think, you know, I won't comment on Amazon, but for Zappos, we want to be a household name and synonymous with service and delivering happiness, and that's what we're going after. And again, going back to what our core principles are, we believe if we take care of the culture and hire the right people, everything else will take care of itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being with us today, Alfred, and sharing the story and the passion that goes into company building.
Great, thank you so much. Thanks, Robert.
All right.